I am going to start by saying thank you all for being here this afternoon. I especially want to thank the young folks from Gardner Edgerton High School that came and performed the national anthem for us. One of them, young Sophie Lavella, might have been my niece. Well, she's still my niece. But her, along with Luke Scheck, Allie Mathis, and Logan Peralez, should be thanked for their rendition. I also want to thank Pastor George for the invocation. Kings and those in authority might be a bridge too far. I've been reminded on a couple occasions that maybe I'm not a king, and I understand that. But I think everybody that serves the city, whether they are a staff member or whether they're a member of city council, and we've got 4 of our city council members over here today: Council President Steve Shute, Councilman Rich Melton, Council Vice President Todd Winters, and Councilwoman Christina Harrison. Unfortunately, Lee Moore is unable to make it today, but we all take the work we do for the city very seriously. And I would like to have a little appreciation for my fellow elected officials. I'm going to keep fooling with this until I figure out the right place to put it, and I'll keep talking. There are some other people in attendance that I would like to thank. You know, this is the first year that my wife Melissa isn't able to make it, overtaken by her schedule. She said, "Lunch? I can't make lunch." It's always been breakfast in the past. So I'm sorry she wasn't able to make it, and all of the children, all 6 of them, are off doing whatever it is that they're doing in their lives. But my parents, Lou and Pat, are up here at the front table. They've lived in Gardner longer than I have, and we're all transplants to this wonderful community. We've also got a number of special guests. Sheriff Calvin Hayden's here, as our Chairman Ed Eilert. Commissioner Ashcraft is here, as is Commissioner Brown. We've got Joe Badger here from Senator Moran's office. Good to see you again, Joe. We have Ethan Patterson here. Ethan, where you at? From Congressman Yoder's office back there. We have some former elected officials in attendance, including Randy Grigorczyk, Steve Hale, Tori Roberts, and the person that every time I see her, I say, "Hello, Mayor," Carol Lehman. We've also got some people from various committees, commissions, boards. Those of you that help us out on one of those, could you please raise your hand? Oh, you can put them higher than that, everybody. Thank you all very much. Nancy Ingram, County Commissioner, Board of Trustees, County Community College Board of Trustees is back there. How did I miss Nancy? I don't know, but she's right in my line of sight. So, and some of our economic development partners, former president and CEO of the KC ADC, Bob Marcus is here. He's got a new job. You should ask him about it. Greg Martinet from Southwest Johnson County EDC is here. And Jason Camus, the president and CEO for our Chamber of Commerce, is here as well. So thank you all for coming. Your presence here means a lot to the people of the city of Gardner, I assure you. For the 4th time, I'm able to stand before you as mayor of this remarkable city and deliver this annual address. I'm honored and I'm humbled to serve Gardner as we continue to evolve into a city of growth and prosperity. The city's celebrated many accomplishments over this past year that are worthy of recognition. So I'm going to ask you to please take a moment and watch this video highlighting just some of our successes from 2016.
Gardner, Kansas is home to more than 21,000 people and growing. Our affordable housing, safe environment, and highly ranked school district keeps this fourth fastest growing city in Kansas a desirable place to live, work, and play. Our passionate and dedicated city staff provides exceptional services to benefit and enrich the Gardner community. Guided by our 6-member governing body, we complete projects and initiatives centered around 4 long-term strategic goals. They are: promote economic development, improve quality of life, increase infrastructure and asset management, and improve fiscal stewardship. Gardner's financial health is our primary focus. With the addition of 98 housing units and 15 new businesses and expansions, we have made great strides in economic development that will help diversify and grow Gardner's tax base, provide access to jobs, and offer our residents diverse services. We also launched our new brand identity, complete with a new website that serves as a resource to residents and visitors and is helping to promote the many benefits of the city. We've made great advancements this past year to attract new developments, such as updating our land development code and completing the I-35 and Gardner Road sub-area plan. And our community will continue to see progress as we endeavor to make Gardner one of the most thriving cities in Johnson County. We recognize our citizens' decision to live in Gardner is due to the high quality of life it offers. That's why we continue to provide more than 100 special events, sports tournaments, and recreational activities each year. Last year included a superlative 4th of July celebration that brought in record-breaking numbers, and we anticipate the same response each year as we bring in first-class entertainment. Safety is our top priority when it comes to the quality of life for our citizens. To ensure Gardner remains one of the safest cities in Kansas, we added a new K-9 unit and introduced several youth outreach initiatives to enhance our public safety program. Through these continued efforts, Gardner is on course to becoming one of the premier cities of choice. We work hard to improve Gardner's aging infrastructure, and in order to continue to provide high-quality water, wastewater, and electric services, we upgraded and replaced age-old utility systems and models to help Gardner run more efficiently. Our efforts garnered us the Water Treatment Quality Achievement Award for 2 consecutive years and the Wastewater Plant of the Year Award for the 6th time in 11 years. The condition of our roads was also a major infrastructure priority last year. Through our pavement management program, we completed 27 lane miles of improvements, made ADA upgrades to our sidewalks, and maximized the lifespan of our pavement. Other infrastructure projects completed include the construction of a new salt storage facility and the total renovation of the Gardner Senior Center with ADA-approved enhancements. Our financial health and fiscal stewardship has been a point of pride as we consistently strive to bring cost savings to our residents. By following best practices, our 12-time award-winning financial team has protected the city's investment-grade AA bond rating. Our delivery of an intelligible, well-balanced, priority-based budget allowed the city to make progress on several capital improvement projects and pursue other city ventures. Our financial successes also include saving the city $2.5 million in future interest costs by refinancing city debt over the past 4 years, securing $2.2 million in grant money to offset costs to our residents, and increasing Gardner's sales tax revenue by 39% with the Tax Increment Financing District early payoff. Our partnership with the Gardner community is one of the reasons we can celebrate our many successes of the year. We believe our citizens and business owners have a tangible impact on the way we conduct business and provide services. Whether attending an event or serving on a committee, we value their commitment and contributions as we work to better serve them while preparing to serve those who will join our community in the future. Gardner, We are a community working together to achieve greatness. And through our 4 guiding strategic goals, we will continue to successfully manage the health, safety, and welfare of the city, ensuring it remains a thriving and prosperous community now and for many years to come. Accessible, affordable, safe, friendly, growing. Gardner, Kansas. We are blazing new trails.
This video also provides a glimpse of the work our city employees perform each day to keep Gardner running smoothly, safely, and efficiently. Now, I've got a fair amount of city employees in the room here because, trust me, all this didn't happen by accident. But most of our employees aren't able to attend today. But I'd ask that y'all show a little appreciation for the fine staff of the City of Gardner with another round of applause. Last year, I spoke to you about the mission we initiated to pursue economic growth in Gardner. The mission was called Operation Grow. Operation Grow represents a series of coordinated and strategic actions to make Gardner a progressive and flourishing city. You may remember the G represents goals. These goals we established were aimed at accelerating our economic development. R stands for readiness, and we have equipped Gardner with the necessary tools to be able to aggressively pursue economic development. O stands for opportunities. Our city continues to seek opportunities that are best for the citizens of Gardner. We are not standing by waiting for opportunities to come to us. We are out pursuing them with gusto. And lastly, W, and that represents wins, and we're putting a lot of wins on the board, much like the Kansas Jayhawks. In the past year, we have finalized some important wins. We also continue to strive toward other economic development goals that will eventually represent wins for Gardner and our community. Because of Operation Grow, we are now at a pivotal point in Gardner's future. We're at what I am calling today the harvest. Gardner, the time to reap what we have sown is now. When you think of a harvest, it's important to think of it from a farmer's perspective. Farmers set about planting seeds with anticipation of reaping a great reward. Farmers, however, understand that in order for their crops to manifest, many factors are required to take place. The farmer must set conditions just right and stable enough for the planted seeds to grow. The proper seed must be chosen, one that's conducive to its environment, because without sowing of good seeds, there is no crop. The farmer must tend to the crops with patience. Time is needed for seeds to take root, sprout, and grow. The farmer remains busy feeding and watering crops, removing weeds, and thinking about and preparing for the next season. And finally, over time, the crops become ready for a bountiful harvest to take place. At Gardner City Hall, we have done all that is necessary to ensure we continue to grow, ensuring our citizens realize the bounty of our harvest. We've created a growth management strategy. It prioritized areas best suited for annexation, and this year, we plan to annex another 160 acres on the west side of the city into our limits. We also made sure our conditions were conducive. We've conducted comprehensive infrastructure assessments to understand the current conditions of our streets, sidewalks, and park trails. We also completed the assessments of our water, wastewater, and electric utilities to better understand the level of service we can provide in negotiation with interested business developers. Now here's the great thing. Our utilities in their current configuration are in such great shape that for the second straight year, there's been no increase in utility rates, not for businesses and not for our residents. Just like the farmer, our next step was to plant the proper seed and to tend those seeds in order for economic development to happen. This represents the work we've done to attract the right businesses to Gardner. We completed an economic development incentive policy. We launched a new logo and brand identity. Our tagline, Blazing New Trails, tells the world, in Gardner, we are open for business. We are ready for growth in our community, and we are ready for the future today. We also launched a new website that provides pertinent and valuable information to our residents, while also marketing our city to developers and future residents. We pursued grant money to offset costs to the city and complete projects that will better serve the community and our economic development efforts. As you saw in the video, in 2016, we pursued and were awarded $2.2 million in grants, allowing us to improve the quality of life for many of our citizens. This year, we will also use grant funds to support the development and implementation of a Main Street corridor plan to address future growth in downtown Gardner. This will make our city more vibrant for our residents and more attractive for businesses contemplating moving here. Gardner residents, you too continue to plant and tend to those planted seeds, and they will grow into a brighter future for Gardner. You approved a half-cent sales tax extension focused on addressing maintenance and improvement for our streets, sidewalks, and trails. Last year, we completed 27 lane miles in road improvements, and the projects like those will continue over the next 9 years as part of our pavement management program. You've also contributed each time you've participated in one of our town hall meetings, which have been a big success when we've had them. Fire Chief, I hope you don't get us in trouble for stuff like this. We'll be trying to be careful in the future. But this also matters if you have attended participated in any of our online surveys. It provides valuable feedback on what's important to you and the direction you would like to see our city go. If you've attended a council meeting or have served on a Gardner board, commission, or committee, you have planted and tended seeds, and you continue those efforts on a monthly basis. Last year, over 50 volunteers participated and represented the needs and wants of our community. And this year, I have challenged city council members to work with their staff contacts and their committees to provide more recommendations to our governing body. As you can see, much seed has been planted to better our community and fuel its growth. I mentioned earlier about the patience a farmer must have to reap a harvest. This is also a time of effort for a farmer. While pursuing economic growth, we kept working. In 2016, we completed our land development code to enhance business attraction by streamlining our processes and ensuring it reflects the vision we established in our comprehensive plan. We continue to cultivate relationships with our economic development partners and business owners to ensure that Gardner is the first city that comes to their mind in discussions about business development. We continue to work with our businesses and developers, assisting them and providing them the necessary information and tools to determine their next steps. Last year at this time, I announced a funding agreement with Day 3 LLC and Van Trust Real Estate. These partners continue to work toward developing a nearly 300-acre mixed-use retail and industrial project on the east side of I-35 and 175th Street. This project is forging ahead, with the property developers currently conducting a traffic study and starting phase 1 of a necessary environmental study. So as you can see, time is a productive part of the harvest process. Gardner, our seed planting and crop tending has been impactful. We have harvested, and we continue to harvest today and into the future. The harvest has come in many forms. It has come in the form of housing expansion and developments to accommodate our ever-growing population. Last year, 98 single-family homes were built throughout the city, adding $19 million in property valuation for Gardner. Last month, I attended the grand opening of the Nottingham Village Apartments on 188th Street. All 72 of their units were rented prior to its official opening. And there's more housing development talks and information that will be coming out very soon. Our city is also reaping the benefits of several businesses responding to the diverse needs of our community through expansion and remodeling, providing greater services to our deserving public, such as Olathe Ford RV, KFC Taco Bell, for those of you that are on CFG, the much maligned KFC Taco Bell that now seems to be rebounding quite nicely. Steve Hines gives me a nice introduction, and I haven't yet failed to mention that we anticipate a Groundhouse Coffee on the southeast side of the city, the other side of the railroad tracks, sometime very soon. Last year, we also added several new businesses that have opened or are in the process of development. Orchland Farm and Home has taken up residency along Gardner Road, and we celebrated its grand opening last fall. The CVS Pharmacy project is moving forward and will break ground later this spring. A new subway at 191st Street and Gardner Road is now complete. And we even have a new dance studio that has opened up, allowing our citizens that like to dance, get ready for Dancing with the Stars someday, to stay in Gardner. In 2016 alone, we received $21 million of private investment into our community. I think that is worth a round of applause. Thank you to those businesses that have grown or grown into Gardner, and thank you all for supporting those businesses. And our harvest does not stop there. Our city staff is about to start distributing to each of you at these tables our latest annual report. What you are all looking at is our latest harvest, which some of you have briefly heard about already. Included in there is the Kansas Logistics Center. It's got a title now. It used to be Kansas Heartland Farms LLC, but now it's Kansas Logistics Center, a 122-acre logistics and office park located out at US 56 and 183rd Street. Hampton Inn and Conference Center, which, as much as I've enjoyed speaking here today and as much as I enjoy New Century Fieldhouse, I'm looking forward to hosting a future State of the City address at our new Hampton Inn and Conference Center, Gardner. For the first time in a long while, you're going to be able to buy a car in Gardner if you would like. Bill George's Kia, new and used outlet, is coming to town. It's under construction and will be opening soon. And what might make a lot of people excited, Dairy Queen. I know I'm excited. Those other businesses in town that serve ice cream and treats and the like, I still love all of you, but I'm looking forward to the DQ Grill and Chill coming to town. So, in conclusion, in Gardner, we have planted good seed. We've invested time, and we're now reaping our harvest. And while a farmer must wait for the next planting season to produce another harvest, ours will not cease. We will continue to create the conditions necessary to attract businesses so they will take root here. We will continue to plant seeds needed for growth and sharpen the tools required to tend to that growth. And finally, we will continue to pursue a brighter future for the residents of Gardner. I'd like to end with a quote by author and businessman Farrah Gray. He said, "Inside every seed is the potential for an incredible harvest." And Gardner, I submit that we are truly blazing new trails, and our incredible harvest is now. Thank you.